Yeah, so we're starting a new recording. So again, introducing you Professor Eduardo Blatt. I'm gonna let him, give some of his background and studies and his participation in the industry, and then we can jump into the presentation itself. So Eduardo, it is a pleasure to have you with us today. So we have students, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna let Eduardo introduce himself, and then you briefly introduce yourself and what is your area of interest? Because Eduardo, we have students from fashion design, from marketing, and they have multiple different interests and where they see themselves going forward in the industry. So that might also help you targeting with the presentation. Okay.
Thank you very much, Doris. Thank you very much for all of you to attend my lecture, my share of knowledge here. And let's start talking concern about sustainability at the Brazilian fashion industry, okay? And I have my PowerPoint that Doris will help us to show the slide. And let's make this time here just to share knowledge, share subject here. And let's start just talking about the sustainability of Brazilian fashion industry. The first thing is very important to the Brazilian fashion industry for okay. And besides this, 90% of our company are very small one. Now is to show this slide, this third slide.
Next.
No, it's just waiting to starting appear. Put the third slide, please. That's one. This one. This is our channel. I invite all of you to take a look at our channel in YouTube. Regularly, we will provide more. We just talk more subjects concerned about textile world, fashion, and the appeal sector. And in Peru, I have a work with the University of San Marcos in Lima, in Peru, and here in São Paulo, Brazil, the local universities here, and I provide also textile and apparel consulting here in Brazil and in Peru nowadays. Okay, and I deliver message concerned about our reality after COVID-19, and we have many talks with the local industries. Okay. So you back again at our presentation.
Eduardo, just comment, you have these materials available in Portuguese, English, and Spanish?
Sure. Correct.
Okay.
All the time, I'm just working concerning industrial sustainability of our industry. This is the subject that I love to share with with the companies and with the students also. Sustainability of the industry. That this is the big issue here for me in my consulting here in Brazil and in Peru. And for Brazilian, the textile industry is the second largest employer, and that's why it's so important for us to improve the productivity. And for sure, take care, besides this, we must take care with the sustainability. That's why we'll have this time here together just to talk, how can we manage, improve the productivity and improve the sustainability. This is the subject that we will try to share with you my concerns about this. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Slide number 4, please. Then I will try just to talk and concern about slow fashion. Just to start with the concept of slow food in 1987 with Mr. Carlos Petrini, the Italian, the concept of food, good, fair, and healthy food. And take this concept, the British consultant Kate Fletcher starting the concepts of slow fashion with the same idea and create a total environment to a more responsible marketing for the fashion world, more responsible, take into consideration about our responsibility with the environment, with the planet, and for sure with the human farmer, but the producer workers all around the world of the supply chain, then more conscious that with the responsibility of the buyer that not to make endangers the environment, neither give a best life for the workers all around the world that produce the goods that we can buy in our countries. Then this concept of slow fashion and starting with the consumption of the slow food. Well, then we are concerned about the responsibility of our industry with the environment and the social responsibility. But beside this, the next slide, I would like to go further. I raise a question. Are they completely antagonic? Slow fashion and fast fashion? They are completely opposite visions. And I will try to show, in my opinion, that this is not true. There are some points that converge, slow fashion and fast fashion. Okay? It's not the war against the evil and the angels. Not this. At first, slow fashion could be compared with the opposite of the fast fashion concept, but take into account that sustainability depends on the tripod, which is social employment, and economical, financial wealth, and environment. But having these parameters as a common sense, we have two parameters in common sense: social employment and economic, financial wealth. I didn't come here to support fast fashion concept to reduction the production cycle time just to sell more and more and more. On the other hand, small clothing companies appeal companies to survive and become sustainable and generate jobs, social welfare, and financial economic wealth need to professionalize themselves. Then we must take into consideration if to create a company, a small company, and this company must survive, it needs to create jobs and create financial wealth. Then it's necessary these small companies to be professionalized. Okay? And let's go further at the next slide. Brazilian fashion industry, as I said before, is very important for us. the textile industry, apparel, fashion, the retailers, all the supply chain. But we have a big problem. 90% of our company, of Brazilian textile companies here in Brazil, are very small one. And the Brazilian fashion industry is the second largest employer, having social and economic relevance. However, more than 90% of this production comes from small fashion companies with low productivity. Okay? And at the next slide, I will explain better what does mean this low productivity. But we have a problem, as we can see at this picture here. What's the major problem that facing here? The creation of new clothing companies following the pattern of a professional with a long standing in a large company decides to start his own business. However, despite having extensive technical knowledge in the execution of sewing operation, they do not master the techniques of factory organization and financial management and circular economy concepts. Consequently, I wish to affirm that for fashion companies to be able to fulfill their social function, they must be productive, therefore generate jobs and financial wealth. Then the major problem that we have here, we are not productivity. Not because the way that we work, but how to manage the, the production, the entire company, and the financial management. That's why our productivity here is so weak. But I'm not coming here just to say, oh, let's improve the productivity to sell more and to produce more as a fast fashion. No, we must be sustainable to create wealth and to create prosperity for their countries, like in the United States. It's very important that our companies here or anywhere in the world must be sustainable to manage better the structure of the company, respect the environment, create a financial wealth for the workers, and beside this, be sustainable. There's another concept that I would like to share with all of you. Not only with sustainable concern about the environment, but must take into consideration the financial and the social responsibility, like the tripod of sustainability: financial, economic, social, and the environment. That's okay? All right. Can you hear me well, Edward? Just a little bit. And probably Doris will help me if they fail during my communication. Doris could help us just to give me complement information. Let's go to the another slide. Slide number 18. The next slide, please. Then here in my consulting, I apply some tools, technical tools, to improve the productivity of our small companies here in Brazil and in Peru, another subdeveloped country. Okay, I use lean manufacturing, a set of productivity tools. Let me ask you a question for all of you. Do you know lean manufacturing? No, something else. That's okay. Lean manufacturing is a set of productive tools started in Japan in 1950s. And at Toyota car maker, producer, here the Japanese create a set of tools to improve the productivity. With the Japanese culture of working together and productive with a lack of resources, of money, lack of workers, lack of industrial and lack environment, create better products with lack of resources. This is the concept of lean trying to produce with. Here at this slide here, I just wrote many lean manufacturing tools that we insert at the company and improve the productivity. But besides this, with all these tools that we can see here, supply chain and leadership, Kaizen, visual industry, or that you can understand what we can leave all the products and improve the production. We need to training. This is a problem here in Brazil because the culture here, the cognitive education here in Brazil and in Peru is very weak. Then we need to work in the base of the company. Then I work with the employees with another tool. The next slide. Let's go to the next slide, please. It's called, the next slide, please. Yes, design thinking. Well, come back, please. Please don't come. Yeah, this is one. Design thinking. Probably, do you know design thinking? Hey, do you know this concept of design thinking? And Jade and Carrie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
And Carly. Yes, okay. The idea is create an environment that value creativity, innovativity, and motivate the work. Because everywhere, every company, I believe, we have people that are creative, innovative, and motivated. But the problem is if the company doesn't have the environment that create that value these creative, innovative, and motivated people, these good seeds will die in this kind of land. Our work is creating an environment that, yes, we appreciate people with creative, innovative, and motivated action. And use design think tools thus to create this work team and use lean manufacturing tools and using design thinking and the lean manufacturing improve the environment and improve the productivity and arise the quality of the work and more productivity, and for sure discuss, for example, questions like circular economy inside the company and outside the company. Promote, use better the industrial resources and use design thinking and lean manufacturing. This is our work here in Brazil to solve our problem, to work with the workers and provide my lectures outside, explain using lean manufacturing, using design thinking, just to promote this new approach to improve the productivity and create a more sustainable industry. This is our goal, create industry sustainability. And with this, we can improve more jobs and more financial wealth for their neighborhood. Like in America, I hope America will restart and create more jobs with producing inside America garments, not just imported from abroad, but he's starting producing the entire process inside America, like that we are doing here in Brazil and in other South American countries. In my point of view, it should be a best way to create a financial wealth for our countries. Let's go to the next slide. The next slide, please. Next one, please. But the company can't do it alone. They need our help, okay? They need the help of Jade, the need of Carlin, the need of the academic cycle, the state, the government, and the technicians like myself, like me. We need technicians to improve, to giving consulting. We need the academic cycle just to analyze the theoretical concepts and to arise the questions to improve the productivity and respect the environment, respect the social, respect the workers, and respect the financial issue to be productivity. Then we need, the aid needs to come from the academic, the state, and the technicians, okay? This is the proposal of my explanation here with all of you, is analyze the sustainability is not only the environment concept, but also to take into consideration the financial issue and the workers, the social one. And beside this, we can take the aid from the academic, the state, and the technicians. And the next one, please. Very close, very small presentation today, but I hope my little message should be worthy for all of you. And just thinking ahead, how can we promote a better industry, a better fashion industry for the future, taking consideration more points of view, environment, economic, and social one. That's it. It's a small message for all of you. Then I would like to hear from all of you about your concerns. Consult my little presentation.
Eduardo, thank you so much. I would like to go back and just, add some
for sure.
Analogies with other industries, perhaps a little more in-depth examples. So, because I know one thing that is really interesting. So, design thinking, people tend to be reluctant to change. Change is always it's scary. Sometimes it is more comfortable to conform to the status quo, to the way that things, we've always done things this way, right? And we face that in many situations. Perhaps, within your family, you come up with, I don't know, I like to make analogies with food. You come up with a new recipe and you're showing it to your family, but then grandma is going to go like, oh, no, we always done it this way. We're not going to change it, right? So having, a creative, innovative, and, motivated environment, it has to be an environment that is embracing the idea of change and trying new solutions instead of just sticking to the way it has always been done. I find it quite interesting because we know, companies that come to recruit at SCAD, they want to get the brightest, the most creative and innovative students, like wonderful. And, people that are passionate, fabulous. And then we already know from, previous students that went to work at certain companies that even though the company wants all of that, when you get to the company does not have a culture that embraces innovation. So, you get in there and you have, all these ideas, and then they just like crush you. Like, no, this is the way we do. Okay. And I think there is a very fine line on, okay, where is, let's say I am an intern, I just got this job, I don't have any experience. We need to be humble enough to learn, the way that the company operates, what is the company culture, okay, and understand why they operated that way. You can't just go into, I don't know, you go into Nike and say that, like, hey, I think we would be very successful making evening gowns. That's not their cup of tea. That's not, who they are. Okay? But once you are inserted into a company culture, you gotta be discerning to what is the Jurassic, behavior in the company, or things that just don't work anymore. And that has been the biggest dilemma within the fashion industry these days. A lot of the systems that worked in the fashion industry, they're not sustainable, and they are not effective anymore. And that's what he was talking about, lean manufacturing. So I'm going to come back to it, okay, which are strategies of making that production more efficient, okay, so that you can make better use of your, labor force, of your equipment, of your facilities, okay, of your logistics. Logistics are super important. How many times you start cooking something and you had to stop and go to the grocery store because you were missing an ingredient? Right? So you have one here at the end, GIT. Okay, so that stands for just in time. It's just the simple principle of having all the supplies necessary just in time. Remember that time is money. Okay? If I bought something now and it is just sitting here, but I'm not going to be producing that until next month, that 1 month that product sits, that is money that could be invested and be earning interest elsewhere, and it is just sitting there. So I had that product too early. Okay, that supply, let's say it is your buttons. Okay, I had that button too early. Okay, how many little notions and things that you guys have hanging out that might be left over from other projects? Okay. In a company, that thing is money that is on the shelf, that it could be applied elsewhere, but it's stuck in the form of a product that is not being used. Okay. Because I have either too early or I have it as a leftover from another production. Then there is the case of the too late, and who has already been a victim of like mood delaying the delivery of an order. And hey, midterms are coming and I need to produce the garment and my fabric is not here yet. Okay, that's a huge issue with production. If your supplier is not reliable, or if there is any problem in the supply chain, and just imagine the situation, you have 100 workers coming to work and the fabric is not there, ready to be cut so that it can be assembled into the garments. So like everybody's just waiting. Okay, that time is money too. Eduardo, can you give us an example of other lean manufacturing
For
strategies?
sure. Another concept of lean manufacturing is to avoid the waste. We have many kinds of waste: waste of time, waste of material, and the worst waste of all, the waste of knowledge. Try to create an environment that you can gather the knowledge of all the workers to solve the problems. Then lean manufacturing is a Japanese concept to work as a team and try to figure out a way to solve the problems working together as a group and solve the problems together. Then don't waste the knowledge. Then remove the waste from the process. Waste of time and measure trying to working together to solve the problems is one approach of lean manufacturing. Another one is to create a fail-proof fail-proof uh, products or process that if you work at the daily basis, we don't create problems during the production process. It's called Pokayoke. Pokayoke, this is devices that are fail-proof devices that you can't create a problem, can't create a failure during the production process. This is the approach of lean manufacturing. Working as a team, create a just-in-time that will provide the product doing products that we can do and create a flow of production flow, continuous flow, without any stop of lack of products, lack of workers. And another concept of just in time, we have the right product at the right time and the right amount. We need to have the three parts here: the right product, but we have the amount with the quantity, the right quantity at that moment, not less quantity or even more quantity than necessary, because we will create a stock, and this is a waste of product space. Then we need just the right quantity and the workers available at the right time. Then we must synchronize the workers, products, and the right time to create the production flow. It is the concept of just in time insert that in lean manufacturing. And promote the thinking of to remove the waste of products, the time and the waste, the knowledge, and to create an environment to improve the solve the problem as fast as possible. This is some small concerns that I would like to add with your your speech.
Okay.
Work the service process as a production process, that the information is the raw material that will be worked during the entire process. The service that you provided, the beauty or the fashion, any kind of process, we can face as a process, as industrial process that will do the information working step by step and provide for the customer a value at the end of the process. Then use lean service. Lean service as to work the information, the and the, to provide at the end of the process the result desired to the customer. Then my suggestion, if you want to improve the productivity of your process as a build process, use lean service. For example, you can search and get deeper in this kind of subject. And for sure, you can send an email, and it will be my pleasure to supply some advice concern about this.
Issues, so with safety and fair pay and things like that, if you see that improving since the bad conditions have been more exposed during COVID.
I see. To improve the condition of the workers of the entire process, not only the retail, but the entire chain process, production chain, only happen if we have transparency. And if they deliver the information, the conditions of the workers of the entire process for the end customer. In my concern, the only way that we can improve our society, improve our awareness of the better conditions of the workers, the transparency. When we don't have answer the questions completely nowadays, but we know that we must improve the way how to deliver the information to the end customer, the way that the goods that you purchase at the end of the process, how were the efforts to produce was sustainable. On what I mean, the condition of the workers at the farm, the conditions of the workers at the weaving, spinning, and the finish process, the retail process, was well paid. If all this information should be delivered to you at the end customer, it's a big challenge. But this is the only way that we can improve our society for a better society. If you create a transparency and you can deliver all this information, and the end customer will choose, I will buy something from a better, that is a most fair marketing. Then I will put my money with the government that all the process respect the environment, respect the society, respect the workers, and create wealth for all the supply chain. This is the way that I believe it will improve our society. With the transparency, deliver the information from the end customer, and the end customer will choose where put the money that represent a better society in the future. This is my opinion.
The culture of the company is not a culture that leans towards sustainability, and you're coming in, as a new employee, and you want to design sustainably. Did I get that right, Larissa?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Well, how you go to another
company has no concepts, has no the concepts of no sustainability, then we have no space to work. Because the first thing that we can ask to the owner of the company, I want to change the culture of your company to go ahead and improve the technology and to be more sustainable. And if he says, no, I don't want to do this, we can do nothing. Because the first thing that we must ask when we start our work as a consultant is ask to the boss or the owner of the company, do you want to go ahead and improve your company? And if he says, no, I don't want to improve my company, I don't want to go ahead with the sustainability issues, we can do nothing with this company.
But I think it's the same analogy with a company. You come as someone that, hey, I want to save your life, but you want to keep smoking. Yeah.
I know you do believe what we are just talking here. I believe in indeed. Doris believes too. But if your partner or if your customer that you supply your cognition don't believe what you believe, it's so hard to do something there.
Yeah. Find a place that believes in shared values, that have shared values with you, and then help them grow. Okay. Unfortunately, sometimes the better pay opportunities are not within the sustainable companies. But then at the end of the day, I think we all need to ask for, like, why do you do the work you do? I say that I love your generation because your generation does not want to work just for a salary. It wants to work for a mission, right? We want to work to make a better world. Okay, so sometimes making a better world does not come with the biggest paycheck. But it all boils down to, at the end of the day, when you lay your bed in the pillow, can you sleep at peace that what you're doing, it's something that is good, that is fair, or or you go to bed with knowing that you're part of the problem. Yeah, be part of the solution. Guys, with that, I would like to thank Eduardo so much for joining us today. So please all open your mics and let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much indeed.
And thank you so much for joining us.